All right. Gearing up for a fossil fuel power plant operator interview.
We've got those RoleCatcher resources ready to help you totally nail it.
Yeah, we'll break down those tricky interview questions.
For you, the insights.
To impress those hiring managers.
Absolutely.
We'll unpack typical questions, share some insider tips on how to approach them.
And, of course, sprinkle in
some career insights to give you an extra edge.
Yeah.
So let's start by really understanding
what these fossil fuel power plant operators actually do.
Okay.
It's more than just flicking switches and managing machinery.
Right.
You are responsible for the safe and efficient operation of a complex system.
A complex system.
That generates electricity.
Right.
Think generators, turbines, boilers.
Yeah.
All working together to convert fossil fuels,
right,
natural gas or coal,
okay,
into the power that keeps our world running.
It's a big responsibility.
It is.
So I bet interviewers want to know you can handle it.
Of course.
So what's that first question they might throw your way?
Well, a classic opener is, can you explain your experience operating and maintaining fossil fuel power plants?
Ooh.
Now, this is your chance to shine.
Right.
Don't just give a general overview.
So no rambling on about liking machines.
No rambling, exactly.
Right.
Instead, think about the specific types of equipment you've worked with.
Good point.
Maybe you've got experience with Siemens turbines.
Okay.
Or Babcock and Wilcox boilers.
Gotcha.
Mention that.
Mention it.
Be specific.
Okay.
And this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI can really come in handy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze the job description and pick out those keywords that are most important to the hiring manager.
Gotcha.
Then it helps you tailor your resume to emphasize those specific skills.
So you're speaking their language right from the start.
Precisely.
I like that.
Now, after they get a sense of your experience, they'll likely want to know about your commitment to safety. So expect a question like, how do you ensure that the power plant operates efficiently and safely?
Okay, this one feels pretty straightforward, right? You just list off all the safety protocols you follow?
Not quite.
So?
You need to go beyond just listing procedures.
Okay.
Interviewers want to see that you understand the why behind those protocols.
Right.
And that you're proactive about safety.
Yeah. So how do you show that?
Think about a specific example from your past experience
where
you went above and beyond
right,
to ensure safety or efficiency.
Like that time you noticed a potential issue during a routine inspection and took steps to prevent a bigger problem?
Exactly.
Okay.
That kind of story demonstrates your attention to detail, your problem-solving skills, and your commitment to maintaining a safe working environment.
They want to see that you're on top of it.
They do.
Okay, so what about troubleshooting? Is that going to come up?
Get ready for the troubleshooting question, because it's coming. They'll probably ask something like, how do you troubleshoot and resolve technical issues that arise in the power plant?
Time to show off those problem-solving skills.
Yes.
Do I just walk them through my step-by-step process?
That's a good start.
Okay.
But remember, you're telling a story here.
Okay.
Choose a situation that highlights your ability to think critically under pressure.
So a time when I had to diagnose a complex technical issue.
Yes.
The more challenging, the better.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe there was a sudden drop in power output.
Right.
And you had to quickly identify the root cause. Walk them through your diagnostic process.
Okay.
The tools you used, the challenges you faced.
Gotcha.
And how you ultimately resolved the issue.
It's like those medical dramas where they have to figure out what's wrong with the patient.
You got it.
Except it's a giant power plant.
Exactly.
All right. I like that analogy.
And just like those doctors,
you
need to showcase your expertise.
Okay.
And your ability to remain calm under pressure. They'll be impressed by your ability to stay cool when things get heated.
I like that one. That's a good one.
All right.
Okay, so speaking of heat, I know environmental regulations are a big deal in this industry.
Huge.
So what kind of question can I expect on that?
They might ask, can you explain your understanding of environmental regulations governing fossil fuel power plants?
Okay.
Now, this isn't just about knowing the names of regulations.
So I can't just rattle off a list of acronyms.
Nope.
Okay.
You need to demonstrate a deeper understanding.
Right.
Talk about specific challenges you've faced in meeting emission standards.
Oh.
Or describe strategies you've implemented to minimize the plant's environmental impact.
So another good opportunity to use a real-world example.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Maybe you helped implement a new system for monitoring and controlling emissions.
Okay.
Or played a role in optimizing combustion processes to reduce pollutants.
So it shows you're not just aware of the regulations, but actively working to ensure compliance and protect the environment.
Exactly.
I like it.
And it demonstrates a level of commitment
Yeah.
that sets you apart from candidates who simply memorize the regulations.
Makes sense.
You want to show them you're not
Yeah.
just book smart.
Okay.
You're also
street smart.
street smart.
Okay, cool.
Now, before we move on to the next set of questions,
Yeah.
I want to touch on something you mentioned earlier, RoleCatcher's AI.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how that can help with interview prep?
Yeah, besides tailoring my resume, what else can it do?
Well, RoleCatcher's AI also shines
Okay.
when it comes to practicing your answers.
Practicing my answers?
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Wait, seriously? How does that work?
You can actually record yourself
Okay.
answering these tough interview questions
Gotcha.
and get AI-powered feedback
Uh-huh.
on your delivery, content, and even your body language.
Wow.
It's like having a mock interview with an expert who can pinpoint areas for improvement.
So it's not just about what you say, but how you say it.
Precisely.
Okay.
And the AI can even suggest alternative phrasing
Right.
or ways to structure your answers to make them more impactful.
That's so helpful.
It is.
I can see how that would boost confidence going into the real interview.
Absolutely.
Okay, now back to those questions.
Okay, let's dive into some behavioral questions
Right.
that really allow you to showcase your experience and judgment.
Okay.
They might ask, can you describe a time when you had to make a tough decision regarding the power plant's operations?
Oh, this one sounds interesting.
Yeah.
It's a test of your decision-making skills.
Under pressure.
Yeah, under pressure. What kind of situation should I choose for this one?
Think about a time when you had to weigh different factors,
Okay.
maybe even conflicting priorities,
Right.
and make a call that had significant consequences.
Gotcha.
Maybe there was a safety concern that required shutting down a unit,
Okay.
even though it meant a temporary loss of power production.
Yeah, so it's about demonstrating your ability to analyze the situation, consider the risks and benefits, and make a decision.
And confidently.
Confidently make a decision.
Yes.
And then what? Walk them through what happened.
Don't forget to walk them through the outcome.
Okay.
Did your decision lead to a positive result?
Gotcha.
Did you learn something valuable from the experience?
So it's all about showing
Yes.
you can handle the pressure and make sound judgments,
Exactly.
even when faced with difficult choices.
That's it.
Okay.
Now, here's one that focuses on your leadership and mentoring skills.
Okay.
They might ask, can you describe your approach to training new power plant operators?
All right. Time to show off my teaching skills.
Yes.
So I should probably highlight my training methods
Yes.
and the resources I use.
And also focus on the why behind your approach.
Okay.
What are your goals when training new operators?
Right.
How do you ensure they're not only competent, but also confident in their abilities?
Okay, so I should emphasize my commitment to creating a safe and knowledgeable workforce.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you can even mention specific techniques you use to accelerate learning
Okay.
or make the training more engaging.
Like using simulations or hands-on exercises to reinforce concepts.
Exactly. The
That's
more
it.
specific and engaging your examples,
Yeah.
the better.
Makes sense.
Remember,
Yeah.
you want to paint a picture of yourself
Yeah.
as a skilled and dedicated trainer who takes pride in developing the next generation of power plant operators.
Yep.
So really showcase those skills.
Okay, this is all fantastic advice.
Good.
But before we get to the rest of those questions,
Yeah.
is there anything else in that RoleCatcher career guide
Oh, yeah.
that would be helpful for interview prep?
Definitely.
Like what?
Well, the career guide can be a valuable resource
Okay.
for understanding the bigger picture of this career path,
Gotcha.
which can actually help you answer certain interview questions more effectively.
Like what, for example?
Well, the guide provides insights into potential career paths,
Yeah.
specialization options,
Right.
and even emerging trends in the energy industry.
Oh.
Being aware of these broader trends can help you frame your answers in a way that demonstrates your long-term vision
Okay.
and ambition.
So it's like showing them you're not just looking for a job.
Exactly.
You're looking to build a career in this field.
That's okay, I like it.
Now, let's get back to those interview questions.
Okay,
You ready for the next one?
absolutely. Hit me with it.
All right. Get ready for a question that really puts you in the hot seat.
Okay.
They might ask, can you describe a time when you had to work under pressure to resolve an issue in the power plant?
Okay, so this one sounds like it's designed to see how I handle stress.
It is.
So I need to pick an example where I not only solved the problem, but also stayed calm and collected.
That's right. Eh?
It's about showing them you can be that steady hand at the helm,
Right.
even when things get chaotic. Think about a time when you faced a major challenge,
Right.
maybe even a potential crisis,
Okay.
and walk them through your problem-solving process.
Do I just give them a quick summary of the situation and how I fixed it?
Not quite.
Oh,
This is your chance to really shine.
okay.
Get into the details.
Yeah.
What are the specific steps you took?
Right.
What resources did you utilize?
Gotcha.
How did you communicate with your team?
It's like I'm writing a mini screenplay of my experience.
You got it.
Right.
And just like a good screenwriter,
Uh-huh.
you want to build suspense and keep them on the edge of their seats.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to describe the challenges you faced,
Right.
the obstacles you overcame,
Yeah.
the moments of doubt you had to push through.
It's about showing them that I can handle the pressure, make tough decisions, and ultimately achieve a positive outcome.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
And you know what else can help you nail this question?
What's that?
RoleCatcher's video practice feature.
Oh, right. You mentioned that earlier. I did.
How can that help me with a question like this?
Well, it allows you to record yourself answering the question
Okay.
and then watch it back
Okay.
to see how you come across.
Right.
You can get a sense of your body language,
Yeah.
your tone of voice,
Okay.
your overall presentation.
It was like watching game film
Yeah,
to see how you performed.
exactly.
Cool.
And you can even share those recordings with others
Okay.
to get feedback
Uh-huh.
and identify areas for improvement.
That's a good idea.
It's a fantastic way to refine your delivery
Right?
and boost your confidence.
Makes sense.
So utilize that feature.
Okay.
Now back to those questions.
Okay.
Okay, here's one that focuses on your technical proficiency and analytical skills.
Okay.
Could you describe your experience with data analysis and performance monitoring in the power plant?
Oh, this one's right up my alley. I love data.
Great.
I love digging into data and finding ways to improve efficiency.
That's great, and interviewers want to hear about that passion.
So when you answer this question,
Uh-huh.
be sure to highlight your experience
Yeah.
with specific software or tools you've used for data analysis.
Like PI system or GE Digital's Predix platform.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Mentioning those specific platforms
Okay.
demonstrates your familiarity with industry standard tools.
Gotcha.
But don't stop there.
Okay.
You need to connect that data
Right.
to real-world results.
Okay.
How have you used data analysis
Uh-huh.
to improve efficiency, prevent downtime, or identify potential issues before they become major problems?
I could talk about a time when I spotted a trend in equipment performance data that allowed me to schedule preventative maintenance
Perfect.
and avoid a costly shutdown.
That kind of story demonstrates that you're not just a data geek.
Right.
You're a problem solver who can use data to make informed decisions
Uh-huh.
that benefit the entire operation.
So that's what they're really looking for.
Yeah.
Someone who can think critically, solve problems, and add value to the team. All right. And you know what else can help you showcase those skills?
What's that?
RoleCatcher's AI-powered resume analysis.
Oh, yes. I
Mm.
almost forgot about that feature.
I know, it's got so many good ones.
It does.
It's a game changer.
It is.
So tell me about it. How's it work?
Well, the AI can actually analyze the specific job description you're applying for
Okay.
and suggest ways to tailor your resume
But-
to emphasize the most relevant skills.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like having a personal career coach
Okay.
who knows exactly what the hiring manager is looking for.
Right.
And it can even suggest specific keywords or phrases that will catch their eye
Right.
and make your resume stand out from the competition.
That's incredibly helpful.
It is.
I can definitely see how using RoleCatcher's AI could give me a significant advantage in the job search.
Absolutely.
Now, I know we have a lot more to cover,
Yes, we do.
but is there anything else in that RoleCatcher career guide
We have a lot to cover in that, too.
I know that we should touch on before we wrap up this part of the deep dive?
Definitely, the guide has a great section on the pros and cons
Oh, okay.
of being a fossil fuel power plant operator.
Right.
It's important to be aware of both sides of the coin
Yeah,
before you head into that interview.
for sure. So let's talk about the good stuff first.
Okay.
What are some of the biggest perks of this career?
Well, as we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
fossil fuel power plant operators typically earn a high salary,
Okay.
enjoy good job security,
Yeah.
and often have excellent benefits packages.
Plus, there's the satisfaction of knowing you're playing a vital role in keeping the lights on for millions of people.
That's right.
Okay.
It's a career with a tangible impact on society,
Yeah.
and that can be very rewarding.
That's awesome.
Now, let's be realistic.
Okay.
What are some of the downsides or challenges associated with this career?
All right, what are we looking at?
Well, the work can be physically demanding
Okay.
and sometimes dangerous. You're often working in a high-pressure environment.
Right.
dealing with complex machinery and potentially hazardous materials.
Right.
And let's not forget the environmental concerns surrounding fossil fuels.
Right.
As we transition towards more sustainable energy sources,
Yeah.
there may be some uncertainty about the long-term job outlook
Okay.
for fossil fuel power plant operators.
That's a valid point. But even as the energy landscape shifts,
Yes.
there will likely be a continued need for skilled operators to manage existing power plants
Of course.
and ensure a smooth transition to cleaner technologies.
Exactly.
So that's a good point.
And there are also opportunities for fossil fuel power plant operators to upskill
Right.
and specialize in areas like renewable energy integration
Gotcha.
or carbon capture technologies.
Yeah. So even though there are challenges, there are also exciting opportunities for growth and development in this field.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
And that's something you can highlight in your interview. Show them that you're not just looking for a job,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking to be part of the solution
Yeah.
as the energy industry evolves.
I like it.
That level of commitment can be really impressive to
Right.
potential employers.
Great advice. Now we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We have.
We've talked about common interview questions, how to approach them, and even some of the pros and cons
Yes.
of this career path.
We have.
But there's still so much more to discuss.
There is. So in the next part,
Yeah?
we'll continue exploring those interview questions,
Uh-huh.
delve deeper into the skills and knowledge you need to succeed,
All right.
and even touch on some of the certifications that can boost your credibility.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back.
All right.
Let's jump right back into those interview questions.
Okay. Sounds good.
You mentioned earlier that
Yeah.
you enjoy the data analysis side of things.
I do, yeah.
Are you ready to tackle a question about that?
Absolutely. Data is my jam, so what kind of questions should I prepare for?
They might ask something like, can you describe your experience with data analysis and performance monitoring in the power plant?
Okay.
This is a great opportunity to showcase your technical skills
Right.
and your ability to use data
Uh-huh.
to drive improvements.
Okay, so I should talk about specific software or tools I've used for data analysis.
Yes.
I've got experience with PI System
Okay.
and GE Digital's Predix platform.
Perfect. Mentioning those specific platforms
Yeah.
demonstrates your familiarity with industry standard tools.
Okay.
But remember, it's not just about listing tools. We
Right.
need to connect those tools to tangible results.
Yeah.
How have you used data analysis to make a real impact?
I could share an example of a time when I analyzed performance data
Okay.
and noticed a pattern
All right.
that indicated potential equipment failure.
Okay.
By flagging this early, I was able to schedule preventative maintenance
Good.
and avoid a costly unplanned outage.
That's a fantastic example.
Yeah.
It highlights your proactive approach,
Okay.
your analytical skills, and your ability to translate data into actionable insights.
So they can see I can actually use the data.
Yes.
Not ju-
You're not just a data geek.
Right, yeah.
You're a problem solver.
That's what I want to show them.
Exactly.
Okay,
Interviewers will love that.
cool.
Now, let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about another crucial aspect of this role training.
All right, training.
You might encounter a question like, can you describe your approach to training new power plant operators?
Okay, this is where I get to show off my mentoring skills.
Yes.
So I should highlight my training methods
Yes.
and the resources I use,
Yes.
and of course, emphasize my commitment to safety.
Absolutely. But remember, it's not just about what you teach.
Right.
It's about how you teach it.
Okay.
Interviewers want to understand your philosophy
Right.
and approach to training.
Gotcha.
What makes your training effective?
Well, I believe in a hands-on approach.
Okay.
I like to use simulations and real-world scenarios
Good.
to help trainees apply what they've learned.
Right.
I find that this type of interactive training is much more engaging
Yes.
and effective than simply lecturing.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And you can even mention specific techniques you use
Okay.
to accelerate learning.
Right.
Or make the training more enjoyable.
Yeah.
For instance, do you incorporate any gamification elements?
Oh.
Or use technology to personalize the learning experience?
I've actually experimented with using virtual reality simulations
Oh, wow.
to give trainees a more immersive and realistic training experience.
That's fantastic.
It's been a huge hit.
It shows that you're innovative
Yeah.
and willing to embrace new technologies to enhance the learning process.
That's what I like to do.
Remember, you want to paint a picture of yourself as a dynamic
Okay.
and engaging trainer
Yeah.
who's passionate about developing the next generation of power plant operators.
That's a good one.
You want to get them excited about you as
Yeah.
a potential candidate.
Right.
This is all great advice.
It is. Now, before we move on to the next question,
Yeah.
is there anything in that RoleCatcher Career Guide?
Oh, there's so much in there
Right,
that
right.
can help me prepare for a question about training.
Absolutely.
Okay, like what? The Career Guide has a section on mentorship and professional development within the power plant industry.
Okay.
It discusses various training programs, certifications, and career advancement opportunities.
Gotcha.
Familiarizing yourself with these resources can demonstrate your commitment to continuous learning
Right.
and professional growth.
So it shows I'm invested in this.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Now brace yourself for a
Okay.
question that can really test your composure.
All right, I'm ready.
They might ask, can you describe a time when you had to work under pressure to resolve an issue in the power plant?
Okay.
This is a classic behavioral question.
Yep.
Designed to assess how you handle stressful situations.
Okay, so I need to choose an example that showcases my ability to remain calm,
Yes,
think clearly, and take decisive action under pressure.
you got it.
Okay.
Think about a time
Yeah.
when you faced a significant challenge,
Okay.
maybe even a potential crisis.
Right.
It could be a sudden equipment malfunction,
Okay.
a power outage, or a safety incident.
Right.
The key is to choose a situation that required you to think on your feet
Gotcha.
and make critical decisions quickly.
I remember a time when a lightning strike caused a major power surge
Okay.
that tripped several safety relays,
Right.
leading to a partial shutdown of the plant. It was chaos.
That sounds like a perfect example.
Yeah.
Now walk them through your actions,
Okay.
step by step.
Right.
How did you assess the situation?
Yeah.
What steps did you take to restore power safely?
Okay.
How did you communicate with your team and other stakeholders?
It was all about prioritizing safety,
Good.
troubleshooting the issue systematically,
Okay.
and delegating tasks effectively to my team.
We managed to isolate the affected areas,
All right.
reroute power,
Okay.
and bring the plant back online within a few hours,
Wow.
all while ensuring the safety of everyone involved.
That's a compelling story.
Yeah.
It highlights your leadership skills,
Yeah.
your technical expertise, and your ability to stay calm and focused under pressure.
I was very calm.
You've effectively demonstrated that you're the kind of person they want on their team
Right.
when the going gets tough.
That's good.
So paint that picture for them. Let's talk about another key aspect of the fossil fuel power plant operator role, safety.
Okay. Safety.
This is something that interviewers will be very interested in.
Right.
So it's essential to be prepared to discuss your safety knowledge and experience.
I'm ready. Safety is always my top priority.
Good.
What kind of question should I expect?
They might ask something like, how do you ensure a safe working environment in a power plant?
Okay.
Or what are the most critical safety protocols that you follow?
Okay, this is where I can really shine. I'm well-versed in all the safety regulations and procedures.
That's fantastic. But remember,
Yeah.
it's not just about knowing the rules.
Right.
You need to demonstrate that you understand the reasons behind those rules
Okay.
and that you're proactive about implementing them.
So I can't just rattle off a list of safety protocols.
Not quite.
No.
Think about specific examples from your past experience
Okay.
where you went above and beyond to ensure safety.
Right.
Maybe you identified a potential hazard and took steps to mitigate it,
Okay.
or you developed a new safety training program for your team.
Okay.
Share those kinds of stories.
All right.
I once noticed a potential tripping hazard
Okay.
near a high-voltage transformer.
Right.
I immediately reported it to the maintenance team
Good.
and placed warning cones around the area until it could be addressed.
Smart.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It shows that you're observant,
Uh-huh.
proactive,
Okay.
and prioritize safety even for seemingly minor issues.
Yeah, I believe that every safety precaution, no matter how small,
Exactly.
is crucial
Yes.
in a high-risk environment like a power plant.
Exactly.
And-
And that's the kind of mindset that interviewers are looking for.
Okay.
They want to see that you take safety seriously.
Right.
You're always on the lookout for potential hazards.
Yeah.
And that you're willing to speak up
Uh-huh.
when you see something that could put someone at risk.
Definitely.
That's really important to them.
Okay, this has been so helpful.
Good.
I feel much more confident about discussing safety in my interview.
Great.
But before we move on to more questions,
Yeah.
can you tell me how RoleCatcher can help me with this specific topic?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze the job description
Okay.
and identify any specific safety certifications or training requirements mentioned.
Gotcha.
It can then suggest relevant courses or resources that can help you fill any gaps in your knowledge.
That's fantastic. It's like having a personalized safety consultant at my fingertips.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
And remember, Investing in safety training not only improves your job prospects,
Right.
but also makes you a more valuable asset to any team.
Definitely.
Now let's tackle another challenging interview question. Are you ready for it?
Bring it on. I'm feeling much more prepared now.
Okay, this one focuses on your communication
Right.
and interpersonal skills.
Okay.
They might ask, can you describe a time when you had to deal with a difficult coworker or situation?
Ooh. This one is tricky.
It can be.
It's all about showing that I can handle conflict effectively
Yes.
and maintain positive working relationships.
Think about a time
Yeah.
when you faced a challenging interpersonal situation.
Okay.
Maybe a disagreement with a coworker, a miscommunication, or a personality clash.
Right.
How did you approach the situation?
I once worked with a colleague who had a very different approach to problem solving.
Okay.
We often butted heads because our methods clashed.
That sounds like a relatable experience.
He was.
What did you do to resolve the conflict?
I decided to have an open and honest conversation with my colleague.
Okay, good.
We discussed our different approaches, listened to each other's perspectives,
Good.
and eventually found common ground.
That's a great example of conflict resolution.
Yeah.
You demonstrated your willingness to communicate, compromise, and find a solution that worked for both of you.
We're a team.
Yes, you are.
That's what's important.
Exactly, and those are valuable skills in any workplace.
Yeah.
But especially in a high-pressure environment like a power plant,
Right.
where teamwork is essential.
Absolutely.
You really want to hit on that team aspect.
Right.
Now, is there anything in that RoleCatcher career guide?
Oh, it's so helpful.
It is.
That can help me understand the long-term career prospects for a fossil fuel power plant operator.
Absolutely. The career guide has a section on career paths and advancement opportunities within the power plant industry.
Okay.
It discusses various specialization options, management tracks, and even the potential for transitioning into roles related to renewable energy or new technologies.
That's fantastic. I'm eager to learn more about those options.
Great. We'll delve into those career insights in the next part of our deep dive.
I can't wait. This has been so helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a real insider's perspective on what it takes to succeed as a fossil fuel power plant operator.
That's what we're here for.
Thank you.
We want to empower you to not only ace that interview,
Yeah.
but also thrive in your new role.
I'm feeling much more confident now,
Good.
and I'm excited to see what other insights and tips you have in store for me.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more valuable information to help you rock that interview
Okay.
and launch your career as a fossil fuel power plant operator.
All right, we're back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into preparing for a fossil fuel power plant operator interview.
We've covered a lot of ground, from understanding the role to tackling those challenging behavioral questions.
We have.
Now, let's shift our focus
Okay.
to the skills and knowledge
Yeah.
that will truly set you apart.
Okay, so beyond acing the interview,
Yes.
what do I need to actually excel in this role?
What are those must-have skills?
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost,
Okay.
you need a strong technical foundation.
Okay.
You'll be working with complex machinery and systems,
Right.
so a solid understanding of mechanical and electrical principles is essential.
So just being a car person isn't going to cut it.
Not quite. You need to be comfortable reading schematics,
Okay.
troubleshooting equipment malfunctions, and operating sophisticated control systems.
So it's more in depth.
It is.
Okay, what about problem solving? I imagine that's pretty important in a power plant.
Absolutely. When things go wrong,
And they will.
and they will,
Yeah.
you need to be able to think critically and quickly
Okay.
to identify the root cause and find a solution.
So it's not just about fixing things.
No.
It's about understanding how everything works together.
Yes.
And figuring out why something isn't working.
Exactly. And those solutions often require collaborating with others. So strong communication skills are key.
Right.
You'll be working closely with a team of operators,
Yeah.
engineers, and maintenance personnel. So clear and concise communication is essential.
I can see how that would be important. Yeah, in a high-pressure environment.
Absolutely.
Everyone needs to be on the same page.
Everyone needs to be on the same page.
And then safety awareness.
And let's not forget about safety awareness.
Yeah, of course.
Working in a power plant can be hazardous.
Right.
So a deep understanding of safety protocols
Okay.
and a commitment to following those procedures is non-negotiable.
Okay, safety first.
Safety first.
No cutting corners.
No cutting corners.
When it comes to that.
You need to be able to identify potential hazards, assess risks,
Uh-huh.
and take appropriate precautions to protect yourself and your team.
It sounds like there's a lot to learn,
There is.
but also a lot of opportunity for growth.
There is.
Speaking of growth, are there any certifications that can boost my credibility and open up more career opportunities.
Absolutely. The Certified Power Plant Operator, CPTO credential, is highly respected in the industry.
Okay.
It demonstrates that you have a comprehensive understanding of power plant operations and safety practices.
That sounds like a valuable asset.
It is.
Are there any other certifications worth considering?
Another valuable certification is the Certified Energy Manager, a CEM,
Okay.
which focuses on energy efficiency and conservation.
So someone with the CEM certification is an expert in optimizing energy use and reducing waste.
Absolutely.
That seems pretty relevant in today's world.
Absolutely. As the energy industry evolves and focuses more on sustainability,
Right.
skills in energy management are becoming increasingly important.
That makes sense.
So that would definitely be one
Yeah.
to look into.
Okay, cool. This is all great information.
Uh,
Before we wrap up, I wanted to touch on something you mentioned earlier, the RoleCatcher Career Guide's insights on potential career paths.
Oh, yes.
Can we dive into that a bit more?
Absolutely. As you gain experience as a fossil fuel power plant operator,
Hmm.
there are several paths you can explore.
Go.
One common route is moving into a supervisory or management role.
So you could lead a team of operators
Yes,
and oversee the day-to-day operations of the plant.
exactly. And if you enjoy the training and mentoring aspect, you could specialize in operator training and development.
Yes, that sounds rewarding.
It is.
What other options are there?
You could also focus on a specific area of power plant operations,
Okay.
like boiler operations, turbine operations, or emissions control.
Okay, so there's room for, like, specialization.
There is.
Okay.
And then as the energy industry continues to evolve,
Right.
there may be opportunities to transition into roles related to renewable energy integration
Gotcha.
or carbon capture technologies.
So it seems like there's a lot of room for specialization and growth within this field.
Absolutely. The key is to stay curious,
Okay.
embrace new challenges,
Yeah.
and continue learning throughout your career.
That's good advice. This has been an incredibly insightful deep dive. I feel much more prepared for my interview
Wonderful.
and excited about the possibilities this
Okay.
career path offers.
We're glad to hear that. Remember, preparation is key to success.
Yeah.
Use the resources we've discussed, leverage RoleCatcher's AI tools, and go into that interview with confidence.
I will. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and insights. I feel empowered to not only ace the interview, but also embark on a successful career as a fossil fuel power plant operator.
Best of luck. We're confident you'll do great.
Thank you.
And remember, the journey doesn't end with the interview.
Right.
It's just the beginning of an exciting career in a dynamic and evolving industry.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a fascinating topic.